Large crowds are gathering, and we have learned in the past few minutes this most likely will not have a positive outcome.
It took hours to pull the dead 45-foot sei whale onto the beach in Galveston.
We're told the dolphin is in pretty bad shape. He has a lot of shark bites.
There is outrage and heartache tonight after a dolphin was found stranded on the beach in Freeport over the weekend.
People who found the animal are partly to blame for its death.
People riding the animal was quite sick, was already stressed out, and they probably pushed the animal over the brink in terms of stress, and the stress is probably what killed it.
We were formed for the dedication of marine mammals, and we do that through 4 cornerstones. So that's through rescue and rehabilitation, and then education and research. And so as a nonprofit organization, we really rely heavily on the community and the public to accomplish our mission. We are really looking to learn more, grow our knowledge, further our understanding of marine mammals in general. And then also we want to learn all that we can about what is affecting them so that then we can turn that into conservation. We do have a number of species out offshore in the Gulf of Mexico that a lot of people don't realize. So we have about 23 species that we've responded to here in Texas at the Stranding Network. But bottlenose dolphins account for about 94% of our strandings every year. We've had rough-toothed dolphins in rehabilitation, spinner dolphins in rehab. And so those are really neat to see. But I think one that really stands out in my mind is a 45-foot sei whale that's stranded here on Galveston Island on the west end. It was just incredible to see an animal of that sheer size. It really helps your just appreciation grow for them, just to see their incredible adaptations and to know that an animal that large exists out in the Gulf. We see marine mammals facing a lot of different threats in their environment. So it can range widely from disease, chemical pollutants, noise, vessel strikes, and human interaction. So really no 2 strandings are alike.
They get the call on the stranding hotline, and then they gather as much critical information as they can to develop their plan. Once they have their plan in place and all their approvals that they need, because we are federally regulated, we have specific permits to allow us to do all the work that we do, then we'll get in touch and contact our critical care team, which is a team of specially trained volunteers who have been trained to come out and help us with live animal calls. Or we'll reach out to our volunteers who are able to help with other aspects of strandings, because stranding is not just live animals, it's also dead animals.
The first thing that we encourage the public to do when they find any stranded marine mammal is to report it immediately to our 24-hour hotline. That's 1-800-9-MAMMAL, and that's for the whole Texas coast. That comes to a cell phone that me or our stranding biologist carries all the time around the clock. So we work on call. But we encourage them to report it, and then if it's alive, do not push it back into the water. So the rehabilitation process for marine mammals is very intensive. I think that's one of the best words to describe it. It's very intensive and rewarding, but the most intensive part of it is the 24-hour care. So these animals, most of the time, are not swimming on their own when they arrive to us, and so that means that essentially, once they're in the rehabilitation pool, if someone's not holding them up or they're not being supported in some fashion, they'll essentially drown. Our primary goal is to learn more about the biology and life history of these animals. So a lot of times when animals are in more decomposed state, there's still so much you can get even just from a little skin sample. And then we also conduct our boat-based survey, so our photo identification of bottlenose dolphins. We have used that to essentially count animals, and so we have worked up abundance estimates for bottlenose dolphins in different bays across Texas. And the reason why it's important to know how many dolphins are out there is because when we have oil spill events or something like that, we can definitely say how many animals were potentially impacted. Dolphins are a very charismatic species, and so people look at them, they might think, you know, most of our involvement is just because they're cute and we want to save them. But their impact can be so much more than that as far as what we learn from them. And so helping people to really understand why we're studying these animals, and it's because of their role in the ecosystem.
We have a wide variety of programs. Our goal is to reach all age groups across Texas, as big of an outreach as we possibly can, because we are a small nonprofit and we are located here in Galveston, but we cover the entire Texas coast. And all of our school age programs go along with the TEKS, so the Texas Education, Knowledge, and Skills, to make sure that we're supplementing what students are learning in the classroom with the marine mammal conservation that we do here. We're starting to offer like virtual programs, like we were talking about with the virtual necropsy. So you can see college or university students like across the country that could potentially join in on any of those programs. But then our Whales on Wheels program is a lot of fun, where we can take our programming to you. I think our mock stranding activity, which is where we take an inflatable pool dolphin and teach everybody what to do if they came across a stranded marine mammal, has been incredibly impactful. Trying to empower and inspire people to make small little tiny changes within their day and within their choices can make a really big impact on our environment and around us.
There's really nothing quite more rewarding than seeing an animal come through. They're just really sick and lethargic, and you're able to help them.